Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the No Sell Podcast. No Sell Entertainment's weekly look at all things wrestling. And man, it's been a busy week this week. Lots of news, lots of shows to get through. And for No Sell Entertainment, lots of live looks at wrestling, which is kind of nice. And also, there's some football game, and nobody really gave a crap about that thing. What they really came for is the voice of a generation, the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. With me, as always, Dasheen Joseph Wessel. Just gonna nod there, homie. Yeah. There you go. There you go. And, of course, the Human Wrestling Database, Corey Mack.
Woo, laughing in color, if you will.
Where were you this week, Corey?
Where haven't I been? I worked the old Von Erich territory, the Sportatorium on Monday, goddamn carrying his one-legged kid to a passable match.
Shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, went over to the Mid-South for Bill Watts. That's a fucking territory. Drive for fucking ever for shit payoffs, and you gotta wrestle the goddamn Red Rooster.
How long did that match go?
Oh, we had to go 45 because Duggan was drunk and couldn't make the main event yet.
Oh!
Yeah. Somehow, doesn't sound as fun as it could have been.
Well, then I was supposed to work today, but, you know.
About to say, couldn't quite make that card in Eugene.
Yeah, I was late.
Ah, dang
man.
it. Well, you know, a lot of traffic getting into that not super packed house.
Well, it's because I was in Korakuen last night for All Japan.
Oh, okay.
It's tough.
About to say, they worked Korakuen last night while New Japan was up in Hokkaido.
When you're making, when you're a good brother making the towns,
What a good brother.
Well, we do have some New Japan to talk about later on in the show. We had New Beginnings in Sapporo.
Don't be hateful, Joe.
I'll say, you could have watched it. It was on at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I'll get to it.
Well, of course, we'll also get to the week that was in WWE, including today's house show in Eugene. No Sell Entertainment was able to attend. Some live tweeting going on there. But first, the news of the week, unfortunately, revolves around the injury bug in WWE.
Whoa.
First one, luckily, doesn't sound like it's going to be too bad, sounds like Rich Swann got hurt in his altercation with Neville.
On Monday.
If you watch the replay, he does the dive through the ropes, his foot gets caught on the rope. Tweak something there, but it doesn't sound like that one's going to be too bad.
He's going to be on non-contact, things, doing that type of things on Raw and 205 Live. These maybe 3 weeks, I think. Maybe 2 weeks at least.
About to say, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him. I'm about to say, you're probably not going to see him at Fastlane. I probably weren't going to go there. And they might have gone there. I'm not sure what they were planning on there with the cruiserweights for Fastlane. But they're going to have to do something there. And then he'll be back in time for Mania, I think, without much of a hitch. From the sound of it, barring setbacks. But that, unfortunately, may not be the case for the other person who was hurt on Monday. And that is Mr. Seth Rollins. At the end of Raw, which we'll get to after this segment, the attack by Samoa Joe, he gets taken down by Joe in the ring into the Cohina clutch, and his leg just kind of
buckled.
Yeah, it's like it just didn't go the right way. And, well, that's the same. Was it the same knee?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. So, unfortunately, had to leave on crutches. Went and saw Dr. Andrews down in Bama. We're supposed to get the update tomorrow night on Raw on what the extent of the injury is, but this is a big pain point for the WWE at this point. Second year in a row, really, that we've had a major star get injured in the push towards WrestleMania.
And it's him.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's been him both years. So the question is, how big of a blow is this if they lose him for WrestleMania?
I think it's a decent one. I would like to say that, he was just hitting a stride. Like, becoming that babyface, because once he's come back from his last injury, he was a heel, but he got that pop, face pop, but you're heel still. And now they made him face, but I felt like he was just hitting his stride.
About to say, he was doing better in the role. The part at TakeOver really helped.
Yeah.
His showing up there really helped further the thing with Triple H. This is just massively unfortunate. But the question now is, if he is gone for Mania, what's the new plan going to be? Where do you go with, do you just drop the Triple H angle entirely and just try to figure out another match to move up and elevate into that position? Or are you still going to get Triple H a match at WrestleMania? Which way would you guys go with this?
I know Corey said he would prefer if they held off H and Raw until maybe SummerSlam. I don't know. I'm hearing the rumor, Mill's going around that they did have a emergency meeting on Tuesday about this, and rumors were keep Triple H at least have a match, and then maybe do him versus Shane, or him versus Joe, which I would hate, because having Joe as Triple H's bodyguard role, the Destroyer, fits him perfectly. And so, this Monday, H comes out hey, thanks for doing my job, but that sucks that you did my job that way, or some dumb way to have them feud.
It's really the most base way of getting there. You could book it in your sleep. It doesn't work very well though. I just don't think it's the right way to go there at all. So if he can be back by Mania, that's great. But the question is, he had really not been himself. And Corey, you really pointed this out in conversations we've had over the last few weeks.
I think last week.
Last week's here as well. He just hasn't been that same guy since he's had that first injury. The question is this going to further that degradation in his in-ring ability?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be super sensitive, even more so than he was last time. It's gonna be, I don't know, he's gonna have to. I recommend a complete overhaul of moveset and mindset for him. As to the first part, way back when, I never did answer. Of course, I guess it's a big loss, but for me personally, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to see a guy get injured. That's not cool. So, best of luck, speedy recovery. But I really couldn't care less about losing the potential. I was not digging that match anyway. Maybe if it had been able to happen last year when it was still fresh, then sure. My interest peaked a little more over last weekend with the TakeOver angle. But I was still I just wasn't feeling it that much. So if it doesn't happen, I'm okay with it. As far as, why can't Triple H just not have a fucking match? How about that? Do we need 18 part-timers on this show?
You have to, look at the rumored main event for WrestleMania. Goldberg versus Brock for the title.
Oh, it ain't rumored. It's happening.
Yeah. So
I think that's about as set in stone as it gets.
Vince, I think you said last week on the show. If not, you said it off air. It's no longer building feuds and storyline to me. It's having moments.
Yep.
So Vince still wants to have moments with Triple H, wants moments with Taker, now Goldberg and Brock. So there's 4 part-timers right there.
I'm sure The Rock would be here if he could.
Rock, he'll probably be there. It is in Florida. The person that he wishes, 2 people will be Stone Cold and Shawn. But if we include those 2, that's 7 spots taken up right now.
Not to mention, there's
Big
still
Show and Shaq.
So there's 9.
Not to mention, there's always those continued rumors around people like Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor and stuff like that, which...
McGregor said, fuck you.
It's not happening.
Yeah, those are not happening.
Rousey, maybe, but
not for this Mania.
Yeah.
They keep on pushing for that, though. That's even more spots.
I can foresee a future where WrestleMania is all about the past and the part-timers, and you get 3 matches with current storylines that matter.
They should just make a pay-per-view for pastime wrestlers. That hey, hey, let's just do a full 8, a 6 to 8 card match, and let's just have old people,
It's almost like you're building your storyline beginning and endings around what? SummerSlam?
Yeah.
It's kind of the blow-off point at this moment.
Normally, Mania is the day after Mania is the beginning of the new year. The next road to WrestleMania. And for that first 6 months, there's no storyline. But once we get Rumble, that's when we get the 6 to 8 matches. All right, we know that match. We know this match.
They make the road to WrestleMania sound so important when look at the Raw title situation. It's going to have 2 guys that had nothing to do with the build-up on TV at all.
Because you basically, if everything's going to kind of how it's being pretty much put out there.
Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns did all the fucking work, and then it's a Goldberg and Bray.
Yeah, KO will drop the title at Fastlane, and then it's back to Brock and Goldberg.
And then if he's lucky, he'll be in a
U.S. title against Jericho, I would assume.
It's probably going to be like those 2 in a U.S. title match.
Because you have to have the blow-off of the best friends angle still.
The biggest, and I know plans were changed because Goldberg got over so much. Mm-hmm. The biggest loser in all of this is Sami Zayn. Where the fuck does he even figure in for anything?
Pre-show?
If he's lucky.
Yeah.
Pre-show.
I mean, we were looking at him.
I'll be honest. If he's on the card at all, he's lucky.
Yeah. Because we were looking at December thinking, okay, or actually really lead up to Survivor Series. Thinking, okay, so you're going to build him. You're going to let him get his butt kicked here for a while until he wins the Rumble, then goes on to Mania. I mean, that's his best case scenario.
Nope.
And now it's just like, okay, how do you feel about setting up the ring?
He's one guy who's got to be just under his breath fucking praying that at draft lottery time he gets to go to SmackDown.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I pretty much was that way with the last one, I'm pretty sure.
There is no future for him on Raw at all.
No. Except for to continue to get beat down by Braun Strowman. More on that to follow.
But speedy recovery, Seth.
Yeah, speedy recovery.
The one last thing I wanted to hit on here before we get to actual Raw in its entirety is a couple of people online put a lot of blame on Samoa Joe for this and called him unsafe.
Well, that's the popular thing to do.
And kind of went the Bret Hart route on this thing.
Of course they did.
So, can we just communally among us say bullshit to this?
Yeah, say fuck you. Well, one, they blame him for Tyson Kidd. I got news for you. If your neck was so fucking soft that a WWE version of the Muscle Buster caused you to have... It wasn't his fault.
No.
Anybody who's seen Samoa Joe's Muscle Buster from TNA Ring of Honor compared to this thing that he does in WWE...
His package back suplex?
Yeah, which basically turns into just a nice suplex. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not even close.
And when it comes to this, I watched it numerous times. Seth's foot got planted.
It's an unfortunate break. There's no real way around it. You just twisted the wrong way.
Accidents happen. This ain't ballet.
As they like to say. No, it's just an unfortunate situation. Samoa Joe is 100% not at fault here.
And WWE has come out and said, no heat on Samoa Joe because it was just an accident.
Yeah.
Well, and even he realized it in the moment.
And asked how he was doing.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I was like, you okay, man? It's like, I hope so.
I hope so.
And we do hope that he is okay as well. But yeah, no heat here at all should be put towards Samoa Joe.
The only thing I will say about Seth's injury is hopefully they find a way to get him more over as a face, have him come back as the face. I hope, because with WWE nowadays, it would come back. I want to thank all my fans, but fuck you guys, like what he did last time. He would come back as a heel just for the giggles.
No, he has to come back as a face. That's the only... But then again, it also depends on what they change with his gimmick, with his moveset and everything like that.
Yeah. You might just see him doing submissions the rest of his time,
Becomes a good mat technician.
Maybe... forget the the wear and tear on his body. It also just might help him with his character because I'm a big Seth Rollins fan, and I think he's great at what he does.
Yeah.
And he's a great high flyer. Did a lot of that cool moves.
I'll say you're singing his praises all the way back in the Tyler Black ROH days.
But
Oh, yeah.
let me just say, that's what I was saying. I felt he was finally getting there with his stride, with the promos and all this. But then this injury happens. Like, he did 2 good weeks. Like, Raw, a couple of good promos. And then the NXT TakeOver spot was just like, all right, he's getting it now. They found something with him.
Oh, and then the other part was the marks who were calling out Samoa Joe on Twitter for tweeting out the job accomplished thing to Triple H.
Oh, you mean a heel in 2017 had the nerve to go on Twitter and act like a heel and keep the character going instead of going, geez, Seth, so sorry that happened while I was working with you. It was a blast. Hope to do it again. XOXO, smiley face.
No! Fucking kayfabe!
I hate people.
I loved it.
I hate people in 2017.
Oh no, I retweeted the fuck out of that as soon as I saw that from Samoa Joe because it's the perfect way that character should be. It's exactly what that needed to be. So, to anybody who had a problem with that,
Fuck you.
yeah, pretty much.
I'm going full heel. I mean, I know we never mentioned it, but obviously we're one person short tonight. And I feel like I'm taking his place on the heel side.
Well, you did such a good job last week with that.
Yeah.
You guys were sharing that couch there.
Oh, yeah. Rick's not here. Wait, Rick's not here?
I like we went like 20
Wait,
minutes.
did you not unmute him from the via satellite?
The Skype?
The Skype.
Oh. I hung up on him. My bad.
Hey, at least can we get producer Zen in here to cover his face?
Once again, this is a B show. She don't show the B show.
God damn it. Well,
But that would mean that the Q is the A show, and no offense, but that's laughable. So,
You know, because everybody laughs because it's hilarious.
which you should listen to it because it's available on NoSellEntertainment.com. It's awesome. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the week that was.
I don't like that side glance he just shot you with. I don't think he liked your promo ability.
Who?
You.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Let's go ahead and get to Raw for this week because for once I think all of us watched it. Yes, I actually watched the current product this week.
What?
Now it's only Raw, but
I watched it 2 days ago, the Hulu version, and remember almost nothing of it. I remember the Joe thing.
I like the Kevin Owens, Jericho promo, and then Braun comes out and says, "You owe me a match."
Oh, yeah.
that at the beginning was a lot of fun.
That was cool, and I liked the match.
I really liked Zayn versus Jericho. It was a good, solid match. You're not going to go wrong with those guys.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest, though. I don't remember it.
It was a good match. It just now basically sets up Fastlane for Jericho and Zayn just because of the fact, like, he wins that one match and they're like, oh, he's a U.S. title in contention already.
All right.
The 6-person tag, which had the Club and Charlotte versus Bayley, Cesaro and Sheamus. Not a bad match. Cesaro saved the hell out of one spot.
Shocking.
Where he goes for the springboard. It's kind of going to fall off. Just jumps back up, and does the spot. So it just does such a great job.
The thing I loved, like this is my moment, was Triple H's promo. It was just, he was just like, I'm tired, I'm tired of being that guy, I'm tired of being the guy with the shovel. You know, you want me to bury guys, I'm tired, I want to work on NXT, but then you come to my show and you interrupt my time, you know.
It really did a good job of showing the polarity between the two sides of Triple H.
Yeah.
The wrestler and the guy who's behind the scenes. And it did a good job of melding those two together.
Yeah. I really loved it.
It was a really good week for promos because that promo was good, the entry promo was good, and I also liked the Paul Heyman Brock Lesnar promo, the yeah but promo. It worked for getting the point across of why they want this match.
Yeah.
It did, but I mean, I got to be honest. I'm almost at the end of my rope with the with the duo. Like it just.
The Advocate.
I don't mind Heyman. He's doing really good work still. It's just that it's just leading up to more part-time Lesnar matches that I just don't care about anymore.
And that's understandable.
Yeah, it's just
One promo that I liked. I wish they went another way. It was the Steph and Seth one.
Oh yeah, where
Because
she gets to belittle another person.
Where she belittles him, and then he goes like, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna come to your house and have your daughters open the door and I see them.
Yeah, that was awesome.
At that, I like that. But I wish she would have flipped out. Like, don't you dare talk about my kids, because remember what happened the last time? It was when Paul Heyman mentioned the kids, and then she slapped the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
I was wishing that she would do that to him, because so what? Paul Heyman can't talk shit about your kids, but when Seth Rollins says something about your kids, you're gonna go.
You don't bring my childrens into this.
Yeah, and then he brings it up and she goes, okay, and then backs away. And
I lied.
That's the end of the segment. Yeah.
It was stupid.
Now, I don't know if you got this on the Hulu version, and I hope in every way, shape, or form you didn't have to suffer through this. But there was one of those promo commercials in the back involving Enzo and Cass and Kentucky Fried Chicken's new...
Yeah.
That was on the Rumble.
That was on the Rumble.
Was that the Rumble?
Yeah.
For some reason I thought that was on this.
Because I saw that.
That was shit.
We've all seen that.
That's shit. You know what else I couldn't care about? The tag match between Enzo and Cass, Jinder and Rusev.
Luckily, you didn't have to suffer through that.
Yeah, it was one of those things that's like, okay, I'm checking out at this point. Bring me back when we get to the final segment. And then there was the final segment. Again, you said that the Triple H promo was good. The actual whole thing with Samoa Joe coming out was absolutely beautifully done. We were wondering why he wasn't at the Rumble. This is why. This is
a much better way to debut him.
It worked well. Now the question is, what's the future going to hold for
Except
him?
for, and I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. God damn, SmackDown could have really used someone like Samoa Joe.
Yes, they could have.
They have. I mean, we found out today there is no lack of mid-card talent of any kind on Raw.
Surprising some of them still existed.
But on SmackDown, man, you get past that main event scene, there's like 2 mid-carders, and then you're done to tag teams.
Yeah, it's
And your 2 mid-carders are in the main event at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could really use some fucking depth on SmackDown.
So, I'd say Raw, overall, it was okay.
It was fine for myself. It was your run-of-the-mill good, yeah, perfectly fine.
Yeah. Then it went to Tuesday. And, gentlemen, tell me how you liked SmackDown.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not a standout. It's kind of like Raw to me this week. They were both fine.
But so you had the tag match with Orton and Wyatt versus Cena and Harper.
It was built out of nowhere, and I kind of liked it.
Get you set up for next week, where you're going to have John Cena versus Randy Orton.
Go ahead.
Well, I liked how Harper wouldn't fight Bray, so it was kind of like a handicap match at some points.
Mm-hmm. But also, is this with Cena and Orton next week, is this don't worry guys, we aren't doing this at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, no, it's a shining red light that's saying, don't worry, this is not the main event of Mania.
Bump, bump,
Yeah.
bump.
Yeah.
I like the first match, the tag match. Like one of the reviewers say, like it didn't help that there was commercials.
Yeah.
Like he gutted the idea. Like, all right, I will be right back. And it's like, no, stay on.
About to say you had the whole tag team thing with American Alpha.
So this made sense to me. Like, if you're going to do an open challenge, why wouldn't everybody come the fuck out?
Yeah.
You know?
Generally, why would yeah.
But the thing with this tag team, like just watching it, it just shows it's just, they're a little weak on the tag team right now. Like we've talked about how they have great tag teams, like they do, but they're not going to be putting over the Ascension or Vaudevillains.
Yeah.
While you have the Usos who've been hurt. Heath and Rhino have not been on television since they lost the title.
Well, let's be honest. They were supposed to be broken up, but then Ryder got hurt. So now they're stuck together just because they have nobody else.
Hype Bros injured.
Yeah.
So it's like they're weak at, tag teams. And we were discussing it when we were going to the house show today. Like, at this next week's pay-per-view, it's the Tag Team Turmoil. And I'm like, that'd be pretty awesome if the Revival shows up. But the talk is Revival is going to be in an NXT match at Mania weekend, so it's like
Three
that
way.
kills that. So it's like, okay, you have nothing.
You think there's a chance they might like spread the love a little to SmackDown this draft? Give just a couple guys over there?
Just as long as they take your best talent.
Oh, they will. They're already talking that AJ's going to go to Raw.
Oh, great.
I think our next draft, whenever it is, you're gonna see the Revival go to SmackDown.
Be
They
interesting.
need somebody.
About to say, you had Naomi and Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
Just a starting point for the next week's Elimination Chamber.
Dolph Ziggler and Kalisto.
Setting up Ziggler versus Apollo.
And then the main event was AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose in a non-title match.
With 37 commentators.
I saw this is where the gifts where the meme was from online, because it's like Maurice, Miz, your standard
Phillips.
4,
And then Baron Corbin.
then Baron Corbin, and JBL's in the middle of there like, I miss Maggle, I miss Maggle. I'm glad I didn't have to listen to that.
You have no idea. Baron, the few shots he got in were great. The Miz, I've been real big on the Miz lately. Annoyed the shit out of me during this match. Joe, did you notice that?
A little bit.
I mean, there's 18 guys at the booth and not one of them can get a word in because Miz just will not
He would shut them
up.
up. Like, I don't mind him shutting up Otunga.
Nobody minds anybody shutting
When
up
Otunga would
Otunga.
make a point, Miz would go, shut up, let me tell you what I have to say. But like, I agree, Miz was, interrupting everyone. And Mars trying to make a move and, oh, that's my move. I can do that move.
Yeah, it's like, fuck.
So all in all, you mean you've at least started building some things towards pay-per-view? That's
Next week?
next week.
I mean, I'm glad this is the end of the 2-a-month pay-per-views because the way they set this up, SmackDown gets fucking 2 weeks to set up a full pay-per-view.
Again.
Yeah, every time. But then Raw gets a full month to set up storylines and all that. It's like, shit.
This is where the power lies.
Right?
Then you had 205 Live. I don't think I actually got to see any of this. I think the last match was going on.
It was alright.
When I came in from work. You had Nice and Dorado.
Knees destroyed again.
You had the premiere of Akira Tozawa.
His little snap mirror suplex type thing.
What a way to debut him on a show where people are leaving the building as he's wrestling. And then they have Austin Aries come in and kind of condescending, do you understand the words coming out of my mouth promo.
I think they also had Brian Kendrick on commentary for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mind the match. It just sucked that it was Tozawa versus a jobber.
Aaron Solo.
And I know what they're doing. Akira Tozawa speaks perfect English. So he answers in Japanese. And translated, what he said was, actually, I speak perfect Japanese, thank you very much. And then he leaves. So what they're going to do is do the whole bumbling, foreign, kid-like Japanese guy for 4 weeks or so until Austin finally says something that gets him annoyed. Then he's going to speak perfect English and kick his ass or something like that.
And
You're going to tell him to shut the fuck up?
This is what would be amazing if that happened. Like, every week, Austin would interview him.
Yeah.
Like, because Austin Aries is now the
In-ring
reporter on Raw and 205 Live. But how awesome, funny would be if he'd be like, okay, Tozawa, how do you feel? And Tozawa would speak Japanese, blah, blah, blah. Weeks go by. And then Austin is like, all right, what do you got to say today? And he speaks perfect English. And like my Austin Aries, I would have him go like, well, I understand Japanese again. Like,
I can speak Japanese?
I can speak Japanese.
God.
Oh my god, this is amazing. I am the greatest man of all time, And be like, then that's your feud right there.
I mean, honest to God, like, Austin Aries is great in the ring, and I know he's not done yet, but I really think they have something here with him as an announcer.
I love his thumb to the eyes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I would do? What? Thumb to the eyes.
He's the most Jesse Ventura-like of anybody since Jesse Ventura.
I can
On the
definitely see
body.
that.
Because
Yeah.
he does like a hardcore heel thing. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
not even try to hide it.
Then you had the main event was Cedric Alexander and Jack Gallagher versus Neville and Noam Dar.
And Neville just hated everybody, including his tag team partner. Walked out on
Which
him.
I
Left him out to
appreciate.
dry.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate because of that's how you're building Neville's. I don't have any friends. I don't need them. I have my belt. I'm the king. Suck on that one.
And yeah, so again, 205 Live has good stuff that nobody's watching.
Yeah. That's
Once again.
Uh-oh.
Once again. And then, did anybody have a chance to check out NXT this week?
Yeah, I watched it.
You watch NXT?
I did not. So we're on
And Tyler-
Tyler's review.
Tyler Bate was good. Tyler Bate and Oni Lorcan had a really good match. And some people knew who Tyler Bate was.
That's good.
They were in San Antonio. It was taped before TakeOver. What was... Oh, yeah.
Mike,
Ember Moon and Aaliyah was what it was.
my one question is, so what taped first? The pre-show or NXT?
That's a good question. They had to have taped it before
I think they
pre-show?
taped. I honestly think they did the pre-show before the NXT taping.
Like, I know that the last... Okay, I can't say the last couple, but I know far back they were doing that after the TakeOver special. They would do the TakeOver and then tape the next week's.
Okay.
Because you had some really tired, burnt-out Brooklyn and, like, England crowds. Like, they had Sami Zayn debut on the NXT after TakeOver in England, and they taped it after the show, and the crowd was just kind of dead. So Sami Zayn's comeback was like, yeah.
Yeah,
But the thing is, I feel like I might be wrong because it's been a couple of weeks. I honestly felt like I saw photos online of it's Tyler Bates in a match with this, and prior to
Yeah.
TakeOver.
This one might have been taped before the pre-show.
So I'm thinking the pre-show was taped before the NXT,
Oh, that could have happened, too.
and they just hook, line, and sinkered us on the whole idea that. Well, yeah, because the fact I don't think the crowd was even full by the time the show came around.
No.
So I don't know.
What was the main event?
it was No Way Jose over Elias
wait.
Sampson.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay, no, that's right. So this was great. First of all, they do a really good video tribute to Corey Graves.
I saw
as
that.
he's
I
leaving
did
out.
see
really
that,
like
yes.
that, yeah.
It was a really good video. They come out of it, and he's like, I don't even know where they got all that footage. And then he starts to do the whole, like, it's really nice. And I'm really happy to be here. It's bittersweet, but I got to get away from you two. But thank you, everyone. It means a lot to me. And right as he's saying that, the Drifters music starts. He's like, you got to be kidding me. I'm leaving this place, and this guy is the last one I have to see. And line of the night goes to Corey Graves as Elias Sampson's in the ring just before the match starts. He's like, I was walking through San Antonio last night giving hobos $50 a piece just for not being Elias Sampson.
That is amazing.
Well, yeah, because even in the tribute video, there's a lot of. How the hell did he get here? He walked the 7 seas, like no one allowed him on the plane. How
He
did he
put
get
two
here?
planks together, used one of his crappy scarves as
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for Corey. I just hope the announcing changes sometime soon, hopefully,
Yeah.
for the main. Because like we've talked before, Cole is now thinking about moving back.
Again, I see that as years down.
Having said that, though, I think that Cole and Corey together have made a good team.
Oh yeah,
Like-
If Vince isn't yelling in Cole's ear, Cole
really
could
good.
be. He's really good. Like
Again,
UK
UK
Attorney.
attorney.
So good.
But yeah, the thing you will never have is Vince not in his ear.
God damn it, pal! Pronouns!
Roman Reigns.
Push Mountain Dew.
Say it's the big guy!
Vintage. One last thing I wanted to hit before we get to tonight's house show. New Japan, New Beginnings, last night in Sapporo.
The first one.
The first one, Friday or Saturday is the second
second
part in Osaka.
And they were smart doing that.
Yeah, about to say.
They were smart with what main event they put in what town. You know the history with Osaka and Naito, don't you?
No.
So Naito during the G1 that he won. A little plucky baby face. And he promised that he got on the mic and said he was gonna win the G1, he was gonna win the world title, or next time I come here you can boo me and all that. And he didn't win the title. And ever since then, that town boos the fuck out of Naito.
Oh, God, and he's the main event.
And they never gave him a chance after that, right? Mm-hmm. But now with the Los Ingobernables thing, he's turned it around, right? It's like they're cheering him, but they still boo him because they're sticking to their word because he told me in Japan it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, his character's like, I don't give a fuck, boo me all you want now.
Oh, yeah.
So they were smart putting that main event in Osaka because tickets sold out.
Oh, yeah. It was a good crowd in Sapporo as well.
Well, I mean, Okada draws. That's a proven.
Yeah.
He's a draw, so you weren't going to go wrong either way, but it just shows attention to detail, man. Book the person that's going to put the butts in the seat in that city.
Exactly, and that's something that Gedo and Jado have done absolutely well with the book in New Japan. And even though they booked themselves in a match in this one, which they did win, actually, because it was them and
Young talent?
Will Ospreay versus Shibata and... Oh, I'm trying to remember who Shibata was teaming with. I watched this last night. So it was like, what, 1 o'clock?
Joe, I'm still working on getting that vintage Jado and Gato shirt for you where it just says, we are Jado and Gato, fuck you.
That'd be cool. Well, no, I want that total package.
That one was out there. So, fuck, I can't believe I forgot who he teamed with. It was Shibata, Liger, and Tiger Mask.
Oh, there you go.
And that was a fun match. The matches that were a lot of fun for me were the 10-man tag before the intermission. Which,
Tanahashi and his gang.
About to say, which involved Big Mike and Dragon Lee.
And Taguchi
and
Nakanishi, right?
Yes.
Or Manabu Nakanishi.
Funky Weapon cosplaying as Evil. With like a mini scythe and a green robe. And he stares down Evil during the entire entrance. He thinks this is a actual soccer team now.
Why not?
He's got a team built. Big Mike, Michael Hogan, is completely underrated.
Oh, yeah.
He is, by God, good. And I'm calling it right now, Dragon Lee is going to win Super Juniors this year.
Dragon Lee is the shit.
They were putting him over as the best athlete possibly in New Japan.
And that feud he had last year with fucking... he was... Kamatsu.
Yeah.
And now it's, what is it, Hirobu Takahashi? Is that
Takahashi, yeah.
Or Hiromu
Takahashi.
Takahashi. Kamaitachi.
By the way, Time Bomb and Dragon Lee, anytime they're in the ring together, is fucking magic.
Oh, yeah.
A couple other matches that are definitely worth notes. The junior heavyweight tag between Roppongi Vice, Taka, and Taichi was good. It played a lot. Taichi's character is so fucking over the top.
I personally love the fact that it's 2017 and Taka Michinoku is still a thing.
Taka's actually better now than he was in the past.
Now he's the crusty old vet. I love the fact that Taka Michinoku.
I did love him as that young guy back in the Attitude Era.
But no, Roppongi Vice retains. Then you had Goto versus Juice Robinson. And this was surprisingly good.
Everybody said that New Japan was stupid and that this was obviously a favor being called in by Albert to get Juice Robinson in New Japan. He's proven everybody wrong.
He's a fucking revelation in New Japan. Still came up short here, but had an insanely good showing. Stood toe-to-toe with Goto, which is not something to take lightly.
I respect the hell out of Juice Robinson, too, because he did what not a lot of people would have done. He's been wrestling 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go to New Japan as a young boy. Live in the dojo, do all the young boy things.
It's helped him immensely.
Not a lot of people would do that.
It was a great decision on his behalf. The actual triple threat tag title match was meh. Granted, it involved one of my top 5 least favorite wrestlers in the world today, Toru Yano. I've had to deal with Toru Yano, Taguchi, Alicia Fox, and R-Truth this weekend. My life has not been great. And then there's the title match, which goes 41 between Okada and Minoru Suzuki. This was what parts I remember are great. But the problem is, it's 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm watching this. I'm a bit tired, and holy shit, we're going to do 5 to 10 minute long leg lock, which has to happen in that match. It's the whole story of the match is working the knee of Okada.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to it.
I need to rewatch it to give a proper analysis, but most people are putting this in the 4.5 range.
Yeah.
Which the parts I remember, I would definitely agree with. These guys, there's a moment, I was telling Joe about this earlier, where they just stand toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring and just start slapping the fuck out of each other. As hard as they can, and it's beautiful. So no, a good show. I really am looking forward to Osaka, though, because that Intercontinental title match, I think, is going to blow the roof off the place.
Naito and Big Mike.
And then you have the light heavyweight match between Dragon Lee and Takahashi.
Is it Dragon Lee at New Beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's a thing.
All right.
So look forward to that. But enough of things that Joe has no idea about.
I don't care about.
You
Boo,
should.
Joe, boo.
I'm working on it.
Working on it.
Hey, I watched Wrestle Kingdom, alright?
You did, and we're proud of you for that.
I am proud of you.
We'll work on getting you on some of those other shows. But
What other shows? You gotta run through me.
what we did run through you was going to a house show today. Eugene, Oregon, on Super Bowl Sunday. House show for the Raw side of things.
Yep.
WWE. And this was the first time they had been in Eugene in 5 years.
Yep.
Not a good look for
I will
Eugene.
say this. I will defend it.
Defend that.
I will. I thought it was an okay turnout. I wish there was more because there were plenty of seats and open spots and all that. But it looked somewhat packed, but also it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Compared to Super Bowl Sunday, compared to a Super Bowl a day, what you expect for a crowd, actually, yeah, it probably is about as good
I think it was
a show you can hope for.
a decent showing for what Super Bowl Sunday, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. That's a very valid point there. The crowd they got is very good for that. Kind of give you an idea of what we saw here at the house show. All started off with a 6-man tag.
Jeff's WrestleMania Dream Match.
As the New Day.
Nope, not that one.
Yeah, and the other one, I'm going to literally slap you in the face.
I'm gonna keep saying it.
I must keep slapping you in the face. New Day take on Titus O'Neil and the Shining Stars. Mm-hmm. Good, solid opener to this show.
I mean, I knew it would open with either Enzo Cass or New Day because you want to get that pop.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it. Rick didn't like the colognes in the match, and he's a huge colognes fan. He just thought they looked sloppy.
I could see that. It wasn't the cleanest match in the world, but I'd say for a house show, it's about what I expected. Also, the amount of struggle the people around us were having to figure it out where their seats were.
God.
It's understandable I didn't catch some of the parts of this match.
Ma'am, we're going to need you to move. No, I'm sitting in my right spot seat. Ma'am, you need to move. Mm-hmm. I'm in 108. We sat in 107. Well, the guy said it was on the right. No, you got to go to the left side of the seats. Mm-hmm. Well, he said on the right.
Look, I don't care what you said.
I don't care. You move.
Yeah.
Second match. I'm trying to remember what the second match was.
Cruiserweight title.
Oh, the Cruiserweight title match. Oh, that thing was great.
It's in your notes.
Actually, part of my notes got erased for some reason. Phone being weird. This was the match of the night. Cedric Alexander versus Neville for the title.
I was expecting Perkins the whole time. I was really happy with Cedric.
Yeah, getting Cedric was big thing. The thing is, again, and this goes back to everything we've been saying about the show for the Cruiserweights, the crowd had no idea, for a lot of them, who Cedric Alexander was.
He won him over by the end.
He did, because he is amazing and one of the best talents out there. Neville was super over with the crowd.
A lot of people were
Yeah.
today. Was super over, and you go, really?
Well, here's the thing. We noticed this the first time there was a house show here 5 years ago. When you go to a town very infrequently, they generally are going to know the people. You're going to get a lot of people who have watched wrestling in the past. I'm thinking a lot of those people will be there, so they see somebody they know. 5 years ago, that was Kane. Even though he's a heel, he was the most over person on the fucking planet.
You're being awful
because-
nice. Apparently, in Eugene, the Attitude Era never fucking died. If you look at the fucking T-shirts in the crowd in this fucking show,
This is very true. This is
Ryback
very
was
true.
a thing.
yeah.
He was a thing.
And
on
he
this
was
show.
over, too, when he came down here.
But Neville retains in an absolutely glorious match. Props to both guys for this one. Third match is the Joseph Lessel special.
Nope.
As the Golden Truth and Sin Cara took on Axel,
team,
Bo.
buddy.
No,
That's your team. You can hate me all you want, but you know you love our truth.
Our Truth is literally the worst human being on the planet.
Wow.
I saw you.
Our
going,
Truth
Jeff,
literally
you were
should
going,
retire.
What's up? I saw you doing it.
I was called me telling him to shut the fuck up. What's I'm telling you to shut the fuck up?
Nah, you're like, what's up? And you're like,
By the way, there was a house show.
they know. Go on, Jeff.
Let's move on.
Yeah, move on, Jeff.
Anyways, that was
Move
a
on.
thing. The Faces won because fuck that match.
Hey, come on. We got Goldie's spot.
Goldust was the
on.
only good thing about that match.
What did you do, Jeff?
He did Goldust.
What's
things.
his one spot I'm talking about? That was awesome.
He starts doing inverted atomic drops on everybody,
On everybody.
including almost doing one to the ref. Which,
If Nick Patrick, if that was Nick Patrick, he would have called the match.
Yeah, because Nick Patrick is superior.
he knows how actually reffing should work. Then they did a spot where all three members of the face team were supposed to do atomic drops. Sin Cara did.
Sin Cara did
Botch.
Sin Cara things.
But enough about that match.
Watching the whole match, we were like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. When is he gonna botch it? And then he botched it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it was like, whoa, why are you calling him Bosch Car? There it is. There it is. But you gotta admit, R-Truth, insanely over the crowd.
Yeah, he was over in Portland when we went a couple years ago.
And that's one of those things we talk about sometimes. Sometimes a gimmick and entrance will get over more than the actual person's worth.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of those. Next match was Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman. Shit, that guy's the future. Braun Strowman is the future of wrestling.
You know who's not the future?
Sami
Zayn.
Zayn. Oh my god.
I can tell you this. You guys didn't go up there. I can tell you something. For the merch booth, they had merch for everybody except Sami Zayn.
Well, just say something. I like his shirt.
And guess what? They had 2 columns set up just for John Cena.
Who wasn't even there.
Yes,
Wasn't even the right brand for him.
but no Sami Zayn.
Does he even have a shirt out?
Yeah.
Does he?
Oh yeah, the underdog from the underground one, the all
Yeah,
green
newer
one.
one that just says
No,
"Let's
that
go."
was like 2 years ago.
It's Let's Go.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
great one.
I almost got a sweatshirt.
I think you can buy the hat.
Yeah.
Not there. You couldn't.
Not there now.
You could buy You could buy Braun Strowman's black sheep mask, and a lot of people did.
When was the last time you wore that?
I went last year in the
August?
Wyatt family.
Yeah. But no, Braun killed Sami Zayn. Sami did his best, but
It's a squash.
man, Braun with also the grossest moment
Oh.
of all time. Gets the uppercut, hawks a loogie, and it hits the top rope, and it just starts drizzling down from there.
It looked like slime from Ghostbusters.
God.
That was awesome.
It's just slowly falling off the rope.
It was awesome.
But no, Braun getting over, man, he is ripped to fucking
He's the
shreds
future.
right now.
Once he took that shirt off, holy shit.
If he continues to get in shape at this level, nobody's touching that. Let's see here.
I think we had intermission.
No, we had one more match.
Oh, we had one more?
Yes. The last match
Rusev.
was Big Cass versus Rusev.
The worst match of the night.
But damn, Lana looked good.
Yes, you
Lana
did.
was hot.
Yeah.
Got a
whatever.
really good promo, actually. I liked her promo kind of stealing the Enzo and Cass intro.
I went with my, we went with my niece, and she's like 4, and it was just funny because she's not a wrestling fan, and Lana does her promo, and she was like, "Shut up!" And she's like, my niece, like, she said a bad word. I'm like, what'd she say? And she like put her mouth next to me, and she, did the. She said, "Shut up." I was like, it's okay.
She's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a great match.
That breaks my heart too because Rusev.
Yeah.
Handsome Rusev.
Yep.
Handsome
sorry.
Rusev.
Yeah, it just wasn't good.
Then we had our intermission, and Wow. After the intermission, 3 title matches in a row.
Yep.
Started off with the Raw Women's title. Well, it was going to be.
Yeah.
Then Joe called up Darn Anderson to come out and ruin the festivities for us during the Charlotte Bayley match, which led to the save from Alicia Fox. Okay. Then Nia Jax came out and everything was better. And then Sasha came out, so let's see.
No selling the
Injury at all.
Oh no, she went full Piper from Retro Review Machine, available here on NoSellEntertainment.com.
My guess is that she's...
With the crotch clear the ring.
That tells me she's a confirmed listener to the Retro Review Machine.
As such, Miss Sasha Banks, we appreciate you.
Also, be nicer to your fans, bitch.
But yeah, it's it led to a triple threat match, or sorry, 6-woman tag match.
Funny thing, because I knew my niece, she doesn't watch wrestling, so she was kind of getting a little, blah, this bores me, let's, come on. I knew maybe the women's match might get her, entertained, and it did. And I was like, who's going to win? And she's like, it's a secret, I'm not going to tell you. And I kept trying to listen to what she said, who she cheering on in the beginning. Because it was first Bayley and Charlotte. She was going for Charlotte. Then halfway through the match, she went back to Bayley. And then she was mad that Charlotte lost in the 6-woman tag. So it's just like, okay.
All over the place here.
It was like
okay.
Corey's son during the Rusev. Big Cass. He came, well, let's go Cass, and then he changed to Rusev. And I just heard Corey go, who are you going for, buddy?
Pick a side. Speaking of matches where it's difficult to pick a side, the Raw Tag Team Championships were on the line after this.
This is my second pick for match of the night. Cruiserweight title gets it, but
I was like, this is the second best match of the night by far. The Club, Gallows and Anderson defending against Cesaro and Sheamus.
And Sheamus, fucking A, man.
Over again.
Not only over, but Sheamus looked good.
He did.
Did someone forget to tell Sheamus this was a house show?
The move he does where he threw Gallows into the corner, and it's the move that he jumps over them onto the turnbuckle, over the rope, and on the apron. He kicks Gallows in the face.
It was Savio Vega.
It was a Savio Vega running leg lariat.
Yeah, he doesn't do that on TV.
Sheamus confirmed listening to Monday Night War Stories on NoSellEntertainment.com.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was just I was like, holy shit, what move was that?
And if Sheamus is listening to us on NoSellEntertainment.com, sir, you're a great worker, and thank you for the retweet. Or the like, I guess it was.
Next time you're around, we'll buy you a pint.
Indeed.
Bud Light.
No.
What?
You just lost them.
The thing about this match is, and Corey, we were kind of talking about it, this was exactly what people should learn how to do tag team matches.
This was tag team 101 from the Club.
Yep.
I mean, they've got it down pat.
They worked every perfect heel tag tactic in the book. And I want to see a heel versus heel tag match between the Club and the fucking Revival.
Woo!
Because that will be the greatest tag match of all time.
Can you imagine a tag match where there's simultaneously no real face in peril, but yet a controlled heat segment?
Somehow I want this to be a thing. No, it was an absolute great match. All 4 guys are just fucking amazing. Club retain on a dirty pin, which is exactly the way they should win this match.
Yep. Good brothers.
Yeah.
The good brothers.
It was a great thing. And then, of course, the advertised main event for this show was Seth Rollins.
There was 3 matches, but they changed every day.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Originally, it was going to be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, and then they changed it to Seth Rollins versus
Kevin Owens.
And then, but it was going to be Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho the first time. Then they changed it to Rollins. And then originally we were supposed to get the Club versus Sheamus Cesaro versus New Day.
In a triple threat tag title match.
Yes.
Which everything worked out in the end.
Yep.
Very well. Unfortunately, we didn't get Jericho. No Roman for the kids in the audience. But what we did get in the main event, first Kevin Owens comes out and cuts a beautiful heel promo against Eugene.
He does Kevin Owens things.
He is told, A, his title will not be on the line tonight because Seth Rollins could not compete. But whoever he is taking on, it's going to be a street fight. And his opponents, and this shocked, it don't shock me, I don't know if it shocked you guys as well. The Big Show. Did not see that coming.
It kind of shocked me, but it also kind of didn't because I was trying to do in my head like process of elimination of who's on Raw that could be in a main event.
I did not see that one coming. Big Show, again, looking damn good.
Ridiculous good.
He is in such great shape right now.
And he got the legend pop.
Oh my
yes,
god.
he did. Most over man of the planet in Eugene. Absolutely insane pop there. So, we get a street fight, and this is a damn fun match. Probably third best match of the night.
I thought so.
Some really fun use of the table, chairs, kendo sticks. Kevin Owens sets up the 2 chairs and then proceeds to do moves onto chairs, onto chairs, onto chairs. That flowed so perfectly well. It was absolutely magnificent how that was done. In the end, Big Show getting to pick up the win, chokeslam through a table. There were only 3 table spots.
And can I take a second just to say that I had my own personal little mark out moment when Kevin Owens came out to a pretty big ovation.
Some decent boos, in which he should. He's the fucking heel.
But I had my own little mark out moment because I was sitting there thinking, 5 years ago we were here, and he was still in Ring of Honor toiling.
Yeah.
And he was the one character that everybody said will never go to WWE because he's just too out of shape. He's too... I mean, he would do some nice things to people. He was just the one that was like, okay, well, we'll never see him. So 5 years later, we're back in Eugene, and he's the champ.
The Universal
main
Champion.
event.
Yeah.
And it was a little mark out moment for me because I'd been a fan for so long.
And that's understandable, and that's a great one to have. Now, what was... Okay, there was a gentleman in a section near us.
Oh, jeez.
Joe, how exactly did he say this should go?
Well, first I want to bring up that Rick brought this up during we were getting in line, and it's just like we're wrestling fans, but Rick's like, I also hate going to wrestling events because you see the other types of fans.
Yep.
Yeah.
First there was an 8-year-old kid behind us yelling,
Cheater,
Yeah.
booger eater.
Which just wow.
Yeah, but he was doing. I'm not going to do it on this, but it was more of like a high pitched girl voice. Then the guy to our right had to be talked to via security.
He had a few.
He had a few. I believe, if I recall, because he was like, "Get the table. It's Thanksgiving. Time for him to get stuffed."
Stuff it up his ass.
Stuff it up his ass.
Stuff it up his ass.
I didn't see the. I didn't hear the ass.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable?
A little bit.
No, it is the second most uncomfortable thing I think I've ever heard at a house show in Eugene. The one 5 years ago where, most people were calling for tables during the street fight. One person asked for a chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Get the chainsaw. Set the table on fire.
Barbed wire bat.
Wire bat. Yeah.
It's like, you, sir.
You're watching too many old Cactus Jack funk matches.
Yeah.
But no, it was a fun time had by all. Now, one thing I really appreciated, and this is actually to you, Corey.
Yeah, what's up?
So you and your son were sitting behind me, behind me.
Yeah.
And your son was, wanted to see some of the big names like Cena and Roman and guys like that. And I love the way that you put how he should be appreciative of Big Show. And I think he really got that too.
He did.
Which I just absolutely fucking love. Because,
wanted to see Roman.
let's say, Big Show deserves praise. Because this is a guy, the way you put it, he's not going to wrestle very much longer.
No.
I believe he's going to be done after WrestleMania.
So that's the thought process.
Yeah. So a chance to say you've seen
Big Show.
the Big Show, the Giant, one of the greatest big men of all time.
You know how I can wrap that back around?
Go ahead.
It's doing our Monday Night War stories that even got me into that mindset. I've come back and I've appreciated Big Show so much more.
Oh yeah, me too.
Having gone back and remembered how it started.
This sounds crazy and all, but I wouldn't be shocked if honestly, because he's put in all the time in the gym, I'm like, give him another run with a title.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. When I heard his music, I popped because I wasn't pissed. I'm like, because Norman Big, it's Big Show, it's this. I was like, holy crap, it's Big Show.
Right?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
because
a Big Show.
His time is coming up, but it's just like he's lost 40, 50 pounds.
He looks magnificent.
And he looks amazing, and it's just like...
Well, that's one thing I always say when we go to these shows and we see two people in particular. When we see the Big Show and when we see Goldust, is I don't know how many more times I'm going to be able to see this
They're
person.
both in their mid-40s. It's like, enjoy it while you can.
Enjoy the match. That's what I did.
It's the same way I feel like when the last time we saw Kane.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't think I'm going to be able to see this guy wrestle too many more times. I'm appreciative of the chances I've got.
Exactly.
I even get a little bit of that with Taker, even though I think it should have ended a long time ago. It's also my favorite wrestler of all time. If I get to see him wrestle, I'm not going to completely badmouth it. Because, again, how many more times am I going to be able to see him live?
Not very many. I mean, tomorrow night you get to see Goldberg. This will be the last chance.
That's a bucket list thing for me in particular, is a chance to see him live. So.
You know what's a bucket list thing for me that I wish I could have gone with you guys to that Raw in summer of 14?
Rock?
No, it's the Hogan birthday.
Oh, the Hogan birthday. That was...
All the shows I've been to through all the years of fandom, I never got to see Scott Hall.
Yeah. And see, like, for us, we went there, it was Hogan's birthday, and this is the first time ever for me and Jeff, probably. We saw Hogan, Piper, NWO Outsiders, Hall Nash, Mr. Wonderful, Mean Gene,
Ric Flair. And then Brock Lesnar shows up. Cena's there as well, but still, it's...
it was like, holy shit, like...
It was a memorable once in a lifetime.
I don't know if I do or not. I honestly think I have confetti.
Yeah.
From the balloons on. Like,
I know I still have the photos on my phone from that.
I know I have the ticket stubs somewhere.
Yeah, it's one of those things I'm about to say. And this is one thing we want to get across to people here, or at least one thing I want to get across before we go to the pay-per-view picks. If you ever get a chance to go to a live show,
it's a blast.
It's an absolute blast.
This was my favorite house show that we've been to. NXT is a different house show. NXT is NXT.
Oh, see, I was
main
gonna
roster.
say,
Main roster.
If we're talking every company I've ever been to, this is the third best house show I've ever been to.
Behind
NXT was number one, and honestly, the TNA house show in Salem.
I really wish I would have went to that.
It was just so much fun.
Yeah, that.
If I knew, I would have went, but I didn't know about it. But yeah, like a friend of mine, one of the guys that went with us to the house show today, I've been saying, man, me and Jeff were excited because we're going to Raw tomorrow night, and it's like I get to see Goldberg, and he's like, really, you're excited to go see that,
Hell yeah,
old timer? I'm like, hell yeah, I am.
This is my chance to see. Again, one of the guys that in my formative years as a teenager, being a super wrestling fan, was one of those guys. Was the biggest thing.
You're gonna get goosebumps when you hear that music hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Especially as long as it's the WCW.
And the thing is, advertising is gonna be Brock's gonna be there too. So we might get a stare down. We might get I'm just excited to see Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
Bucket list.
Oh, if there's a chance I see Samoa Joe tomorrow night, that's going to be amazing.
Bucket shit.
I think you're going to see Kevin Owens Goldberg confrontation of some sort to set up Fastlane.
I will have no problem with that whatsoever, sir. But that being said, we do need to get some pay-per-view picks going here because, oh shit, Elimination Chamber's next week.
Yeah. There's only 3 matches announced.
I've got 4. I've got 4 matches announced. We got the Chamber. We'll have the tag team match. The 2 women's matches.
Okay.
What's announced so far? Of course, we will get all of the picks for the matches as they happen or as they're announced later this week because SmackDown still has their go-home show on Tuesday. But let's go ahead and now, do you have the producers' picks on these?
I'm getting them as we speak.
And the Savior?
I have them.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the first women's match, which is Nikki Bella versus Natalya.
Well, it's Nikki.
It's Nikki. You about to say she's got Guess I think this might be a clean sweep on this
I
one.
mean, the heel said you're going to die alone. The babyface wins.
Yeah, kind of a thing.
Nikki all the way around.
Nikki all the way around? Okay. This is probably going to be a pretty quick one because there's only 4. Then let's go straight into the women's title match. Alexa Bliss versus Naomi.
Alexa.
Yeah, there's no way Alexa drops this thing, right? There's no way Naomi wins a title for her being having a fucking entrance.
No.
Right?
Yeah. Saviors is Bliss. I'm Bliss, and producer Zen is Bliss.
So sweep them around. This has gone well so far. That will throw us to tag team turmoil.
Alpha.
So you got Alpha, Breezango, Vaudevillains, Usos, Ascension, and then Slater and Rhino. Why would they drop it at this? I'm going to go ahead and stick with American Alpha here.
Rick's Alpha, I'm Alpha, and Zen is Alpha. It's just only if the revival was going to be there.
Mm-hmm. But instead, nope, we just have this. So I mean, the match could be interesting. But that only leaves with one more match, and that is the actual Elimination Chamber itself for the WWE Championship.
This looks, on paper, talent-wise, this looks like one of the better chambers.
So we have The Miz, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, and John Cena. So the question is, will it be Lil Cena wins?
Hell no.
Or is Corey's Nostradamus perception here going to reign supreme?
I'm telling you, Bray Wyatt's winning this thing.
So he's going Bray Wyatt officially. Joe, where are you going with this one?
Well, I'm going with Corey, and it's going to be Bray. Yeah, it's Bray just because they need to do the finish off with Cena and... I'm not Cena, Randy and him. Mm-hmm. I want Bray to win. I'm going to go with Bray. Mm-hmm. But I'm just going to say it now, if it's Bray Orton at Mania, I'm hoping Orton loses at Mania because it'd be a dick toss of a title change for Bray.
Well, if you're talking about a dick toss of the title change, why the fuck did we waste Cena's 16th on a 2-week title reign?
Yeah.
This is true. This is very true. Where is Zen going on this one?
Zen is going to go with AJ, just to be different. She knows Bray's going to win, but she's going to take AJ.
Who did Ricky go with?
He took Bray.
I, as well, am taking the Eater of Worlds to get his first championship finally. Finally.
But here's one thing, and I'm going to be pissed about this. What if AJ does win? Because of the fact they might go Shane Triple H at Mania, and they give the title, just be one of those. Then we get AJ versus Randy at Mania.
Which I have no problem with that match.
Fine, too. I think they've clearly built towards Bray and Randy.
Again, the main question with that one would be, why the fuck did we take the title off AJ in the first place?
I need my 16th brother. Cena must pose.
Yeah, we'll see where this one ends up. But, yeah, that brings an end to the pay-per-view picks and an end to this week's No Cell podcast. As for the rest of the week in No Cell, we have pay-per-view War Story coming up this week, Corey, and it's a doozy.
Ooh, Fall Brawl 96, the War Games.
I'll say, what will be the salvo here between the NWO and WCW?
Well, I'm just going to throw it out there that I foresee some NWO domination, of course.
Joe, do you see Stinger and Nick Patrick being a thorn in your side?
Nick Patrick for sure.
But
I'm giving Sting hope.
And then Monday Night War Stories will have the aftermath from Fall Brawl.
And the afterbirth from Rock.
The go-home show to Mind Games. Hey, at least it's the last show in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Yeah, I remember you said that because from my past, I have vivid memories of the 4 weeks taped right after Mind Games as being the absolute nadir
Oh,
of
shit.
WWF
No.
programming.
No!
I feel like every week it just gets worse and worse and worse, and you tell us it's gonna get worse, but it gets worse than what we expect. There's more words to worse, but I'm just.
This is the nadir from what my memory serves. Okay.
The literal worst.
Yeah.
And then Joe, did we finally get the numbering right on the
Yes. So
on the
this
queue?
week we're on number 39. I believe 39, right?
Yes.
Okay, 39, and it's going to be finally 47 Ronin.
Are you sure?
Yes. It might change during the week. Who knows?
Okay, here's the thing. We've been trying to do this. This is the third time we've tried to do 47 Ronin.
Yes, it's we're at 98% chance that it will be
God
47
damn,
Ronin.
you guys just not good at the maths?
No, another Keanu Reeves movie is coming out this week.
John Wick
2.
Chapter 2.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been told we should maybe do that instead, but that goes against our
Yeah.
ways. So
We'll see what happens
You
then.
don't want to spoil
47
a movie.
Ronin.
You don't want to spoil a movie in the theaters for people.
Exactly. That's kind of where I sit with that.
That'd be a dick move.
We will, though, either this week or the next, give you our mini review and our thoughts on John Wick Chapter 2, though.
Yes,
on
sir.
the queue.
Yes, sir.
And with all of these shows, of course, you can find them on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on YouTube, and on NoCellEntertainment.com, where you can like, subscribe, follow, tell everyone you know about No Cell Entertainment. You can also follow us on the Twitter at NoCellENT. We're on Snapchat, NoCellENT, Snapchat, NoCell Podcast. Facebook.com/NoCellEntertainment. Email us at contact us at NoCellEntertainment.com. All of this, of course, can be found on our Contact Us page, which can be found at NoCellEntertainment.com. You can also follow us individually on the Twitter. Joe?
At Dasheen. That's it.
That's it? Okay.
There's no 23, nothing. It's just
Dasheen.
No one thought of that amazing name, so it says Dash Sheen. No numbers. If you have numbers in your name, you're a fool.
There you go. Corey?
You forgot yours? He sent sign language to you guys.
About to say, I didn't know we were doing ninja hand signs from Naruto here.
It's that kayfabe guy, yo.
Oh, we should probably put over the producer.
At Producers End. Do you want to put over Rick since you're the only one that knows his Twitter handle?
Well, he couldn't be half our Steve and get here, so.
Fuck him.
It's NSE_Richard. Send him your hate tweets.
And your dick pics.
He loves
There you go.
dick pics.
Yeah, he loves dick pics.
And, of course, you can follow me at the MacTheMAACK for all things fun and excitement. And what the hell, we went to the overtime of the Super Bowl!
First time ever?
Damn, we gotta watch the end of this. So with that being said, for Producer's Ed, for the Savior Richard Marticelli, for Dashing Joseph Lessel, for the Human Wrestling Database Corey Mack, I am the only Toshi Jeff Mack. Good night.